Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, August 2, 2023. It's just like the weeks. The months go by like weeks, and the weeks go by like days. And the days go by like hours. We'll be having a time for change call tonight at around 9 p.m. Eastern. If you ask yourself a question, why am I perfect? Now see, because of our programming in this society and this planet, we believe that no one's perfect. You ever made that statement before? Nobody's perfect. Like I said, negative, right? But we're not talking about the body. The body's perfect the way it is, and we'll begin to find out, how we can fix it and do a lot of things with it. But it's the God that's the perfection. It's the pure consciousness, the heaven, the kingdom of God, all within us. There's no such thing. Now, understand that we're not in a religious path. We're in a spiritual advancement of understanding. So, when you watch things or view them without judging, imagine what would happen, and here's the thing, is that first you master the ego mind. Then it becomes your ally, and you could literally direct it how you want. Once you've done that, you're obviously in the heart mind, and you practice being in the now all the time. And then you start to realize that everything is perfect, exactly the way it is. There isn't anything out of sorts, really. Because when you look at everything and you begin to discover that there's no heaven outside of us. See, there's no heaven outside of us. That heaven was created by a group of beings, and it's a holographic based upon what we've experienced in this life. That's what you're taught, what you're programmed. Okay? So we're programmed, billions of us, in many different religions, thousands of religions. And so it's what we believe. Now, doesn't it make sense? You're an omnipotently supreme, powerful, immortal, manifesting being. Right? Now, doesn't it make sense that, okay, so these beings create a heaven that's generated holographically, and a hell that's generated holographically. Now, it's real. It's been going on for a long, long, long time to trick us gods. But this is all about discovery. It's not about being angry at anybody or revengeful. It's part of what we do. It's our journey. It's our endless journey of discovery. So we're discovering these things. And we're not in a race. There's no such thing as a race with this. It's not like the rat race on this planet. Far from it. So as we discover and choose to go within, no one's going to make you go within. Period. Only you decide. No one else. Remember, it's all about you. And it's piece by piece, we discover different things that maybe because of our belief system, we ignored it at one time or another. we didn't stop and relax a little bit and take a look at it. So the kingdom of God, the heaven, and the hell are within us. Now, how do you know that the hell is within you? Well, when you look at some of us who've chosen to be the opposite of love, who have chosen to do everything they can to destroy. Now, to them, that's a good thing. They actually believe it's a good thing. They actually believe that by eliminating these bodies on this planet, that it would help the planet. Now, does it make any sense to you that a planet sits in space, warmed by a sun, with other planets, and it's not supposed to have life on it? What's the purpose of that? What's the purpose of the planet? See, when you start unmasking all of these false beliefs, you start looking at it and going, why would any being want to destroy all life? Because they're life. Now, the only thing that does that we're aware of in completeness is artificial intelligence. It's been known for billions of years throughout the universes. Artificial intelligence is not new. It's been around for billions and billions and billions of years, if not trillions. It just takes a while for a civilization to get up to speed with it. And how responsible are they to handle it? We choose, right? And we understand that it's all about you. The reason we say that it's all about you, is because of the fact that unless you are whole and complete in your perspective, in your eyes, through your heart mind, that you practice being in the now, that you're on this endless journey of discovering the God that you are within that body. The soul houses the God that houses the body. So the soul, the God is within the soul. And those two are within the body. Now, a soul can't go back in the body if the body ceases. Because we haven't learned yet, for the most part on this planet, that we can heal these bodies, head to toe, inside and out, daily. And I'm talking about the power of the God that we are within the body, which is divine perfection, which is the only thing that is real, because it never changes. That's confusing to some people. Everything that changes isn't real. Why does it change? It changes for us gods because we like to experience. So we've got to have things change for us to experience. If things never changed, what would we do? Pretty much our creativity would be gone. If we weren't able to create, boy, we would really be bored. We wouldn't have the ability to create. We wouldn't have the ability to create our lives. We wouldn't have the ability to create a lot of things. So this is why it's a divinity that we create, we manifest, and we experience. So we have this experience, and we continue to experience. And everything that we experience, we've created. It doesn't mean that we have not, that we know. I don't believe any of us know that, okay, I'm going to create this, and okay, so I knew that, and I was going to create it, and I did create it, and I experienced it, but I already knew it because I created it. Wouldn't be too fun either. We're here to have fun. Literally, we really are here to enjoy ourselves. Not kill ourselves, but enjoy ourselves. So but we get caught up. All of us do. None of us are exempt. We get caught up in things. We get caught up in motion. These bodies have a lot of emotion. So we get caught up in emotion. We get caught up in confusion. We're misdirected, misguided. We're constantly being lied to. So it's a pretty rocky road, so to speak, until we discover for ourselves. And that's why I say it's all about you. Because you go within, you discover what you've been hiding from yourself. You discover all these things. No one else does. You do. You decide to go within and discover what are the things that you're gripping onto, white knuckling, dragging from lifetime to lifetime. What are you afraid of? These are things that you ask yourself, that it's not really a challenge, it's a knowing. You want to know, what are these things that you have been harboring for a very long time? Could be emotion, trauma from childhood, could be anything, from relationships. But you ask yourself, why? Because it's like time's a ticking. You don't know how long you have in that body. So you every single moment is precious. However you spend it, as long as you're deeply grateful for the moment. How often, you ask yourself that, how often do you sit in silence? Quite interesting, isn't it? It's a good question. Because sitting in silence simply means meditation. That's all meditation is. But, we're creative, so we create different forms of meditation. They're all over the board. There's tons of them. And then people look at that and say, geez, you need a PhD in order to understand meditation. And that's not true. Once you know the basic understanding, sitting in silence simply means meditation. Watching the crazy mind chatter as it comes and goes. It's like sitting and watching. Remember when you were a kid? I used to do this when I was a kid. We'd go, at recess. We'd go out and we'd lay in the grass. And we'd just stare at the sky and watch the clouds go by. When there were clouds. And we would each find out what each of us thought the cloud looked like. And we just lay there. Most of the time we didn't talk. We just stared at the sky, watched the clouds go by. So it's like watching the distant. This is meditation. This is when you're silent, still. It's really like sitting and watching the distant clouds move across a peaceful blue sky background. That's what it is. Our true eternal essence is the blue sky. And without buying into them or getting caught up in them, the more you detach and find this vast, infinite stillness inside of you, over time, you will be able to recognize the stillness of getting caught in the mind and become truly freed from its grasp. It will definitely be a glorious day, magna glorious day, when we remain centered no matter what crazy storm is brewing around us. One of the biggest detriments to us where we feel we failed meditation, we don't, we try, I've tried, it doesn't work for me. See, do a different way. Slow down whatever action you're doing and be more present to the experience. See, people don't realize you can be meditating no matter what you're doing. Really. You could be at the park and meditate. You could go for a walk and meditate. You could ride a bicycle and meditate. I mean, it's endless. Meditate, 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 meditate. You ever meditated when you're eating? Drinking meditation, non-alcoholic, of course. Showering meditation. Doing the dishes meditation. There are some people, believe it or not, still do dishes, other than the dishwasher. It's highly recommended that none of us give up on training our mind to find peace inside, because it will be worth everything in the end. Some of us have become so fixated on our thoughts that slowing down doesn't work. Then it's time to use stronger disciplinary measures. See, it's repetitive. It's about repetition for us. And some people get bored with repetition. Because the ego strokes them. Okay. Oh, I don't need to hear this over and over again. I already got it. But are you practicing it? No. 99% of the time, no. So then you didn't get it. Try this. See what happens with you, randomly, during this week. Take a deep breath. Not to kill, some people go overboard and this almost choke, but take a nice deep breath into your body. It's okay to take a deep breath right now. And before you exhale, whisper the message, stop, into your mind. Okay? Before you exhale, whisper the message, stop, into your mind. Then release the breath. And then let your body become solid and completely still like a stone statue. It's not difficult to do that, is it? Let the breathing slow way down to where you may even stop breathing for a few moments. And explore this stillness. Show the mind, show your mind that you are the boss here. And let the frozen-like energy cease all physical activity inside. When the body finds stillness, the mind will soon follow. When the body finds stillness, the mind will soon follow. Just let everything come to a complete halt and bring your attention inside on who or what is looking. Now, it may only take 30 seconds or more to find the calm, present, eternal observer. These moments are worth the price of finding peace in the center of your cyclone. People say, well, how do you transform a rotten life? I've had people ask me that. They say that their life is rotten, been miserable. And now, with this massive liberation of the planet, they're even more stuck in it. It's the worst it's ever been in their entire life. Their lives haven't been great. So how do you get yourself out of that? And I ask them, how do you think? How do you believe you get yourself? How do you move yourself out of those low frequencies? Obviously, you've been really, really harboring them and then releasing them constantly, and the universe keeps giving you more, and that's why you feel like your life is rotten. It seems, doesn't it seem simple on the surface? It seems simple, right? To start moving into gratitude. Seems simple enough. But if you do it with your ego mind, it's just like, it's like pasta that never sticks to the wall. You keep throwing it and hoping it sticks, but it never sticks. If you do it through the heart-mind, that's a crucial ingredient. Yeah, I mean, gratitude is one of the most powerful transformational energies on this planet, in this now. Every time we are spontaneously grateful for how this universe has literally deeply and eternally loved us, we send out a high vibrational energy that starts magnetizing even more abundance into our life. You would believe or think that everybody would be practicing this. Everybody. How could you not? Each time we bathe ourselves in the energy of gratitude, we expand the knowingness inside us that we are truly abundant beings that lack nothing at all. Now, the tricky part here is you're not, see, some people will go, oh, well, it's ego mind. They'll say, well, then that means that if I show gratitude, I'll get what I want. Doesn't work that way. You won't get what you want if you're focusing on it from that perspective. It's incredible manifesting energy. I don't argue that. It allows us to tap into our own infinite creative energy where we cannot feel fear, scarcity, or doubt. When we embrace gratitude as a way of being, we are living in this consciousness daily. We've surrendered to knowing that we are already deeply, eternally loved with everything we need and are thankful for all that is. From this place of being at one with all that is now, we become a massive magnet for attracting even more success, love, abundance, and divine beings into our life. And you can visualize, you can take a few moments right now to imagine what your life would look like if you were constantly living from a place of gratitude all day long. What would it be like? And we have this choice, and we really do have the choice. We have the choice to be grateful for what is, right? Or not grateful for what is. We have the power to choose what kinds of thoughts and feelings we focus on and eventually manifest into our life. We can choose to adopt at any time an unending attitude of gratitude or remain strapped to the judgmental, fear-based merry-go-round of the mind. And it's amazing, and obviously it's not consciously aware, okay? But most people they choose to adopt an unending attitude of gratitude. They can choose to do that. But they choose to remain strapped to the judgmental, fear-based merry-go-round of the mind. And choosing gratitude is choosing freedom. And the only reason they don't is because they're ignorant. That's all. They just don't know. They haven't discovered. Just like people go, well, I'm already free. Why do I need to choose freedom? Because if you don't, you won't be free. And it also will make our lives easier than we could ever imagine. It will bring such a vast experience of love that we will freely feel and experience our own soul. Now you look at the life that you have led, okay, and then you look at the life that you can live. You look at the life that you've lived so far, and then you look at the life you can live. This is a new world that we're talking about. That's why I talk about New Earth. This is a new Earth we're talking about. This is a new frequency. It's not new from the spectrum. It's always been around within us. It's new to us because we've never really been in that energy. We've had little short stints here and there of gratitude, but nothing 24/7. It's like opening up a door, embracing gratitude as a way of living your daily life. It's like opening the door to a brilliant new world, new Earth, where the sun is always shining its warmth inside your heart wherever you are. We naturally feel the divine love and abundance that is inside us and all around us. A heart that is brimming with gratitude does not allow the mind to be cluttered with ideas, opinions, and attachment to desires. It knows itself as the source of love itself. Now, if or when you have trouble staying in touch with your heart's natural grateful connection, you may have to let your mind or an inner judge attempt to squash the flame of love. If you have trouble staying in touch with your heart's natural grateful connection, you may have to let your mind or an inner judge attempt to squash this flame of love. The fire is not dead by any means. It just needs a little stirring. The heart that is forever thankful always breaks free from the ego's contracted thought patterns. Its natural warmth is always able to receive and give love freely. And we can access it anytime we choose. Gratitude is one of the most enlightening life experiences we can access at any time. No matter where you're at, what you're doing, doesn't matter. And it's a fact that you will always feel lighter and less burdened by the end of the day by being in gratitude. And what do? Then we practice directing this appreciation towards ourselves first, others, and the world. There is a natural de-armoring process that happens when you start each day with shedding that protective armor around your heart and opening your heart to this divine feeling of appreciating everything. Any time that you are not feeling gratitude, simply focus on what you like, love, or appreciate about a situation. It's that simple. Gratitude is always within your reach. It is just a question of your focus reigning in your mind. Now, if you believe or feel that your shields are too thick, become quiet enough inside yourself to get in touch with the core of your heart. Create some time to relax and be very, very, very still. This will help you dig beneath the shields, resistance, wounding from the past. Use the breath as a vehicle to take you deeper inside so that you can go beneath this false protection. All armor is created for the ego, by the ego, and within the ego. It is all unnecessary weight, since the soul is like sunlight and does not need defending. Once this armor is released, we will naturally feel a lighter, warmer feeling inside, and a deep state of gratitude will surface and pour through us into this world. Now, taking off one's ego armor can be tricky. Any moment that your mind gets derailed and goes down the dark path of frustration, victim story, fear, or complaining, stop it immediately. Switch back to the gratitude track. It can be as easy as asking yourself, what's one thing that I am grateful for right in this very moment? The good news is that there is always at least one thing that you can be grateful for, no matter what is happening in your life. Perhaps it's that you have the power to imagine a new you, your health, a good friend, or just that you are still breathing. Whenever we cannot see the silver lining around the dark clouds in our life, simply open your heart, breathe deeply, and then think about as many things as you can to be grateful for in each moment. There are so many incredible things that you can be grateful for, large and small. Open your heart, relax, look at the bigger, bigger, bigger picture. And soon, you will realize how truly, deeply eternal loved you already are. Living in a state of constant gratitude does not take work. Living in a state of constant gratitude doesn't take work. It simply takes more awareness. Gratitude is our most natural way of being when we are present, when we connect with our natural essence and pure consciousness within. We can see and feel the divinity within everything. This is not something strange that needs to be learned like juggling something. It's as easy as taking a fresh breath of air. So it's a choice. Do you make it your number one priority this week? To be aware of gratitude? Notice how much it is already a part of your life and what it will feel like to bathe in it 24 hours a day. Years ago, we formed groups. And all the groups were for was to get together and express their gratitude for the very moment. That's it. Nothing else. No agenda, really. Just get together, and then when we get together, focus on the breath, listen to the heart mind, and then just start stating the things that you're in high gratitude for. Now you look, it's like these are easy to do. You get a circle of people, and everyone eventually sits in the center. Okay? And you could even invite the people you don't like. And the people who know you best in your life. But it's much more exciting if the people who don't like you or appreciate you in some way are part of this transformative experience. You have each person sit in a circle with one person in the middle of the circle. Everyone takes turns looking directly into the eyes of the person in the circle, telling them why they are grateful for this person or giving them an authentic compliment. Then switch people so that everybody has a turn to be the person in the middle of the circle to receive gratitude. Let people know that if they cannot say anything authentic or true to their heart, they can simply soul gaze in just that person's eyes for 5 minutes while holding their hands. Every time we have done a gratitude circle, truly miraculous experiences started to occur in everyone's lives. This amazing experience is one that definitely does raise your vibration and allows you to manifest the life you desire. It's not hard, is it? You see, but then, a lot of people, they have this stigmatism brought on by how they've been programmed, where they're afraid or fearful of getting around other people. And to them, how many people do you believe would actually come to the circle? How many would actually look into another's eyes holding their hand without thinking any sexual connotation? It's interesting, isn't it? So they fear being genuine, open, and happy. They fear it. So that we came into that, we discovered that. But people did come. And at first it was very uncomfortable for them to get in the center of the circle and pick one person out and hold their hands, stare in their eyes. We had some people do more than one person. When we commit to ourselves, right, I believe it's a very strong bond with ourselves. And when you start to practice being the silent, still, frozen statue inside, and you become the grand observer who watches all material activity and outer storms roll on by. With your eyes closed, you're watching a cloud pass by. Don't judge or interact with the thought. Simply become the observer and continue to watch it. If and when you become wrapped up in your thoughts, simply notice what has happened. Go back to watching each thought. Simply notice what has happened and go back to watching each thought. The more often you practice being physically still, the more you will naturally feel calm and centered, no matter what type of inner or outer storm is brewing or going on. It all runs into relationships with ourselves. You don't have a loving, wonderful relationship with yourself, genuinely so, not superficially. What do you believe? How are you going to be with others? If you don't with yourself, you won't with them. There's just really no arguing that. If you don't, with yourself, you won't with anybody else. You don't love yourself, truly love yourself. Not superficially. Not just say it, but really, truly love yourself. How in the heck are you going to love anybody else? If you aren't in deep gratitude with yourself and everything around you, how are you going to be grateful for anything else? Through the years, I've talked to some people that will say, that when they have gratitude, right, or they express it, they feel uncomfortable. And I've had some people say, well, when you feel grateful, you feel guilty. These are all ego mind stunts that are being played on. And this is how we get off track with gratitude. Because ego mind takes us off track. We just kind of float off into other directions. It's like, say you're going to count to 10 or 15 on your hands, right, using your fingers. And you're not really focused on it, so you're just saying it. Now, you're not using your fingers to count. You're counting your fingers. One finger is one. Two fingers is two. 3 fingers is 3, so on and so forth. So how do you believe in anything in this life? In anything. The number one goal, if you will, to embrace and saturate yourself with deep eternal gratitude, which is within you at all times. Huge difference. Huge. Besides, someone's sitting and you're talking with them, right? And they're telling you about all the wonderful things. What they're buying, what they have, what they own, what they eat. And you've just lost your job. And you don't know how you're going to pay rent. And you sure as heck don't know if you can get food for it. Right? This is what's with you. And they're just flamboyantly, just profusely throwing all this out. Now you have a choice. Because ego-minded people will become irritated. Right? They'll become irritated at that person. Because they're not anywhere near that place that this person appears to be. And they could say, well, this is uplifting for me. I really like this. This person is very positive, and they're telling me about all of their stuff and everything, how wonderful their lives are. And then you say to yourself, what is the one thing that I'm grateful for right in this very moment? Me. I am grateful for me. Or someone says, what are you grateful for, Sam, today? Or Mary? Whoever. And you immediately say, the life I'm living. And then they turn around and say, yeah, but your life was miserable and you're broke and you know all these things happening that aren't pleasant. And you're still saying that your number one gratefulness, your gratitude for the very moment that you're in is for your life? Yeah. We believe that happiness is once in a while, right? We believe that there's always something around the corner that's going to challenge us. We believe that we are lesser than what we truly are, which is the opposite. We're more. We believe that we do not have the ability to be at peace with ourselves first and everything around us, no matter what's going on. We do not believe that we can love ourselves because we haven't been able to love anybody else. Isn't that ironic? And the reason is because you do not love yourself, because you've never spent the time with yourself. And when you're with yourself, you never spend enough time to going within to discover who and what you are in that body. I meditated for an hour and I got nothing out of it. To be in gratitude that you can meditate, that you can sit and be silent. Sit still and be silent. Move into peace. Relax the body. Through the breath. Open up all the windows and doors in your mind. Let the cool breeze flow right in. Let the sunshine eliminate all the holdups, all the armor that you've put around your heart, all the fear that you've garnered throughout lifetimes. And just begin to slowly but surely let it go. Surrender to all of it. Surrendering just means you're just not attached to it. You're not stuck to it anymore. It's fallen off of you. And the more you do this, the lighter you will feel. Join you in the meditation. Turn to close us out. Take a long, slow breath in through the nose, and a long, slow breath out from the mouth. Be still. You're already free. The appearance says that you are in some form of prison. The mind tells you that you're not enough of this or that. The heart may be protective, hiding behind a wall and avoiding being loved and feeling love in this very moment. The truth is, you are free to feel love, pain, freedom, joy, whatever you want in each moment. The reality of this shines forth when you simply soften, open up to your darkness, and realize that you're always free to have any experience of this life. No matter what your mind believes, your consciousness will always and forever be free. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, the following morning. And we will return here Thursday, August 3, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. And tonight, time for change call, around 9 p.m. Eastern. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high.